friends, I'm back. So I'm here to do a themed reading vlog. I am going to try to read as many as I can paranormal, ideally fall romances. So the first book you're going to see that I read in this reading vlog is Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. I actually did finish this as I'm talking about it, but you guys are going to see my process when I'm reading it. And yeah, so this is going to be the first book you're going to see in this reading vlog, and then I'm just going to sort of go off and just read a bunch. When you're watching this, it is a 4-day weekend for me, so I don't actually go back to school until Wednesday. So I have like 3 more days off, which I think I'm just going to focus on reading, relaxing, and catching up on YouTube. So yeah, that is my plan. I'm also going to listen to some audiobooks today. I have to do some grading later on tonight. Probably now too. I have like a little bit of time. I think I'm going to grade as well. And I'm also listening to Don't Hex and Drive. So yeah, you guys are going to see me in this exact same shirt in another clip because I'm post filming this. But yeah, so you're gonna go see me talk about Payback's a Witch, and then you're gonna see what is my current reading plans. Bye, friends.
Lena Harper, who I'm just liking this book. It's reading very YA to me, but with language, obviously. But you basically follow this main character named Emmy, and she is sort of summoned back to her town to sort of preside over this competition to pick the mayor of the town. And her 3 gal pals, I'll say, like her best friend and this girl she sort of knows, team up to sort of take down the guy that broke her heart many, many years ago. And there is a romance afoot. And I'm really, really liking it. So it's very, very fun. It's like giving me all the witch vibes. And I always say witches are my favorite characters. I never read books about witches, which is so ironic. But yeah, witches are my favorite types of character. I never read books about them, but I love them. Willow's my favorite character in like media, but yeah. So I'm really, really finding it fun. It's an LGBTQ plus story. It takes place in like a small town. The magic elements is a competition. It's really, really fun. There's a puppy present and accounted for, which I'm also really, really excited for. So yeah, I'm gonna go read this for a little bit. I'm also gonna watch the Queen's funeral because obviously I wake up at 3 a.m. to watch it. And then I was working all day, so I'm gonna go watch that just because it's history. And when I read, I'll see. I'm on page 139. When I get up to page maybe like 200, I'll give you guys an update. I do want to watch some things tonight as well. Like I want to watch my Boy Meets World episode and stuff like that. But we will see. So I'm gonna go read and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. I'm trying to do a quick update. Today is the 20th. I did wind up doing a pretty good amount of reading progress. I did wind up making a significant amount of progress in my audiobook, The Tanglewood Tea Shop. Which is the audiobook that I'm listening to. I have a lot of listening hours when I grade, so I did that. It's a very, very cute, like, it reminds me a little bit of Legends and Lattes. Like, they're basically, like, building a tea shop, and it's, like, contemporary. There is a romance element. It's not a mystery, but I am enjoying it. It's a pretty, pretty quick listen. It takes place in England, and now I'll chat about that more in my wrap-up. But I did also get up to page 250 in Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. I really am liking this book. I think it definitely gives me like definitely YA vibes with a bit more language and a bit more content, like sexy times. But I am enjoying it. I like the competition. I like how it's framed. I like the romance at the heart of it. I also like the struggles that the 2 characters are facing. I like that. I sometimes wish it was dual point of view because I really do want to get in the other character's head. But I'm liking it. I'm really enjoying it. I want to read some more like fall themed romances. I have a few on my TBR. But yeah, I'm really, really liking it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to read a little bit more. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus today on trying to catch up on my YouTube queue, and just trying to watch until like 9:30 when I wind down. But yeah, works. I'm finally started grading today at my job, which is good. I started going through all my paperwork and stuff like that. So mostly it's just like their get to know you forms, but it is very, very tedious to go through them. But it gives me good information and figure out how to frame my classes. But today was good. I'm trying to not work after work, which is hard sometimes as a teacher. But I'm trying to have a work-life balance. Just have off next week. We have off Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, and I did get approved. I can go to Comic-Con this year for a couple of days, not all the days, but a couple of days, which is really exciting. I won a Goodreads giveaway for Emma Lord's new book, which is also super exciting. So yeah, it's been a good week. Every day gets a little bit easier when you teach. Like this year just feels been the most different. Since the pandemic, everything has been sort of like, loose transition. Like, I feel like it's been very, very different. So coming back to our normalcy has been very, very different. So, but yeah. So yeah, and I also been talking a lot, so my voice is shot, but alas, that's what happens when you teach. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages. I would love to. So if I can get up to page 300, I will give you guys an update, and then I'll pretty much be done with this book, but that's the plan. Bye, friends.
Heck, today was a really good reading day. In the morning commute, I finished Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. I really like this book. I thought it was a really fun read. I love everything about a magical competition, which is basically what it is. I love that it was LGBTQ plus. That was a super fun element to the story. I also love just the world building and the bunch of different magical witches that were present and accounted for. Again, it was a fun read. Probably a 3.75, more like a 4-star read. I definitely want to try to get the other book in the series and see if maybe I can grab the audio. But yeah, and I also finished the Tanglewood Bakery or the Tanglewood Tea Shop, I think. That was just a fun read. It reminded me sort of watching a Lifetime original movie or a Hallmark movie. Very, very fun. Set in England. A girl inherits money for a tea shop and sort of makes it in this small town. I will probably eventually check out the other ones. I'm very conflicted on my next audiobook, I'll be honest. I really want to read a Lisa Kleypas book, but I'm also just struggling, so I'm going to give that one another day tomorrow because I have a couple of periods off and I can listen to it as I'm editing or grading and such, but I don't know how I feel about it. I'm back. So it is the 25th. I actually have 3 days off, which never ever happens in a row, which is really, really nice. I have off obviously Sunday, but Monday and Tuesday, which never ever happens. So my reading plans is I'm going to read The Dead Romantics Physically by Ashley Poston. This is a ghost romance. I think she gets a new editor. She is a ghostwriter, and her editor dies, and her editor starts haunting her, and it turns into a romance, so I'm intrigued. And I'm also reading the Stay at Spell series by Juliet Cross. I'm also dealing with a small cold, so I apologize if I have a cough. I don't have COVID, as far as I know. But that's the second book in the Stay a Spell series, Don't Hex and Drive. I really am liking it. I think Isadora is definitely a new favorite character of mine. I liked the first book in the series, but this main character is definitely a little bit more my speed. So yeah, I'm going to go grade for a little bit, and I'm going to listen to Don't Hex and Drive. I have to do a bit of grading today. I really want to get caught up on grading by the time I go back to work. So I'm going to grade a little bit today, a little bit tonight, and then I'm hoping I'll be done. So yeah, I'm going to go do that. And when I come back, I will have made a little bit of progress on everything so I can give you guys an update. But hopefully I will have read a little bit of The Dead Romantics as well. I'm probably going to grab a treat because it's Sunday. I always treat myself to something on Sunday, like a drink or something. So we'll see. So yeah, I'm going to get ready to go to yoga. I'm going to go grade a little bit. And then when I come back, we'll chat. Bye, friends. It's Lori here and back. I just wanted to do a quick update. I will be honest, I didn't read a lot of The Dead Romantics. My yoga class, I was very, very distracted. But I did wind up listening to about an hour left, maybe an hour and a half left, in Don't Hex and Drive by Juliet Cross. That's just a really, really fun read. It is paranormal, definitely steamy. I will say that. But I like this romance a little bit more than Wolf Gone Wild. I really like Isadora as a character. She's an empath, so she's a conduit, so she can feel emotions, and she can make sure she could heal you, if you're, she could heal animals and stuff like that. She could heal herself. And the other, the other villain, or not the villain, the other potential romance entrance is a vampire. And it's funny because in my previous reading vlog, I finished reading Sarah Boaton's Guide to Vampire Hunting, and this is a very different type of vampire, so it's really, really fun. I'm enjoying it. I like seeing all the other characters. Eventually, sorry for my cough. All the sisters do get a book. So I have about an hour and a half left in that. I'm probably going to take the puppy for a walk later, and I'll probably wind up finishing it. But I did wind up, I'm literally only up to page 8 on The Dead Romantic. So I'm going to try to make some progress on this, read about 50 pages. And then I'll give you guys an update. YouTube queue update. I always have YouTube videos that I'm watching. I have about 112 left. Which, is just the state of my life. But yeah, so I'm going to go read about 50 pages of this, and then I'll give you guys a solid update and give you guys my thoughts. But so far, I am enjoying it. I've only read about 8 pages, but Ashley Poston's writing style is very, very quick. So I'll read about 50 pages, and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye, friends. I'm back. I'm trying to talk a little bit quietly because my puppy's sleeping underneath me.
But I did want to say that I do have like 40 minutes left in the last Umbrella Academy episode of season 3. It was announced we are getting a season 4, which I'm super excited for. And I did want to say that I want to read the page about 60 in The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I'm really liking this book. It definitely is a little bit more in depth than I was thinking. Like, the only thing I knew about it was she is really like adamant that she doesn't want to write romance anymore after a pretty bad breakup, and then her editor dies. But that's like literally like in the back. But like there's a lot more to the story. So like she could see ghosts. Her and her dad, they can always see ghosts. So she's working as like a ghostwriter for a very, very proficient writer, and she's the ghostwriter. And she's on deadline. She gets a new agent. No one knows she's this ghostwriter for this very, very popular like writer. And she hasn't been able to write since she had a breakup with her boyfriend about a year ago. And that's all that I've got so far. But she can see ghosts, and her ex-boyfriend did something pretty mean, like horrible to her, that sort of like put her off of writing romance or writing in general, and it's just like very, very mean. If someone ever did that to me, like I would be pretty pissed. So I get her aggravation. But yeah, I got to page 60. I'm liking it. Again, Ashley Poston writes like very, very quick reads that I like fly through, so hopefully that will happen today. I do also have the audiobook for it, but it has started to rain, so I don't think I'm gonna go for a walk anytime soon. Maybe later. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm gonna go read to page 100, and hopefully I will warn you, don't read the summary of the back of this because it does spoil like pretty much a lot of the book. So, because a lot does happen, but I just think it's a slow-moving plot. But yeah, so that's where we are right now. We got a little bit of background. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading, and hopefully when my puppy sleeps for a little while, and I'm gonna go watch the Umbrella Academy. I'm also watching some YouTube videos. That's my new plan. I watch YouTube videos, then I watch a little bit of my TV show. Nice balance. So I'm gonna go read. When I read about 50 more pages, I'll give you guys an update. Bye, friends. It's Larry here. I just wanted to do a quick check-in. I did wind up getting up to page 109 in The Dead Romantics. I'm really liking it. It's very, very fun. Very unique. It's like a very, very complicated story because there's a lot of different plots happening. I will say this does have to do with death of a parent. It is on the back cover, so I don't really feel like it's that much of a spoiler. And her family runs a funeral home, and she, as being a ghostwriter, is sort of forced to go back to her home and sort of confront her past. In her past, she's helped solve a murder because she could talk to ghosts when she was very, very little, and that sort of put her in a situation she didn't want to be in. So she sort of left her town in a little bit of like a aggravated state. Like she didn't want to be there anymore because she felt like everyone saw her as the girl that could talk to dead people and can solve the dead. And then after she goes back to her small town, her new editor that really wants her to write a romance book, has passed away, and she's the only one that can see his ghost. So it's like a very like complicated story, but I'm enjoying it. I think I'm gonna read for like another hour. I'm also watching the Book of Boba Fett, which is a TV show I just neglected, but I really did like the end of the Umbrella Academy. I'm really curious where the last season is gonna go because it left it in sort of like a weird situation. So I'm intrigued for that. Probably have to wait another 2 years for it, but that's okay. But yeah, so my goal is to read for another like hour, and then from 6 to 9 work and just get some work done. I just have a lot of grading I have to do, and I also do want to finish the Don't Hex and Drive. I really am liking that book. At the very, very end, I'll give you guys my thoughts on that because I'm almost at the end. Very, very steamy, paranormal story. This one has a witch and a vampire. And I'm liking it. I think I'm even liking a little bit more than Wolf Gone Wild just because I like the hero a little bit more and I like the heroine a little bit more. So yeah, I'm going to go read for about an hour, try to finish an episode of Boba Fett, and then see if the puppy needs me. She's in her cage. She keeps getting into trouble. She's a puppy. And I'll talk to you guys when I'm going to start listening, because listening I'll probably finish a book because I have to grade for a while. It's the danger of being a teacher, and when you work with so many kids, you just have to grade for a while, and I can't grade in silence. And I'm trying to get better at not like rewatching things, like, and I'm just trying to like lay off true crime things. I could rewatch true crime videos until I'm blue in the face, but it's just very, very counterproductive.
especially when I have so many YouTube videos to watch, and I feel like it's just counterproductive. I really need to go through my YouTube cube and like get rid of all the people that I don't watch anymore. So that might be a project for another day, but I will talk to you guys when I'm ready to start grading and listening to my audiobook, which I'm actually excited for. So if you ever have a task that you don't like, try to do it with an audiobook, because that might motivate you a little bit. I'm back. So last night I did wind up finishing Don't Hex and Drive by Juliet Cross while I was the first half of my editing and my grading. I really liked it. I thought it was like super cute, super fun. I think I'm gonna pick up another like Halloween-y themed novel, a listening book. I'm gonna go for a walk. It's actually so nice today. We actually just went out. I just went to urgent visit. Good news, I don't have COVID, which is good. So that's exciting. I don't have COVID, which means I could go to work for the rest of the week, which I was a little bit nervous about, but I am feeling a lot better, which is good. So the next thing I did was I wound up reading to page 134 in The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This is just really, really fun. If you like The Mediator when you were a kid, I think this book would be a perfect addition to that, because it really reminds me of reading like Jesse's story, but like as an adult. And I don't know if that was like Ashley Poston's plan, but it's just really, really funny. So basically, well, it's funny, but it's also like very, very heartwarming. So a couple of trigger warnings. She is dealing with the death of her dad. So when she was very, very young, her and her dad and her parents, they own a funeral home, and she wound up solving a murder with the help of a ghost when she was very, very young. And due to that, it sort of like ran her out of town. Like, she was very much like seen as like a liar and stuff like that. So she went to New York and she had these big dreams of being an author, but it sort of never panned out the way she wanted to. So she wound up becoming a ghostwriter. And on the first day of her meeting her new editor, she meets this new editor, and after her father dies, she goes back to her small town, and her new editor winds up dying, and his ghost winds up sort of like haunting her. And it's just like a fun read, and she's also trying to get her dad's funeral the way that he wants in like a lot of different ways. Her dad also saw ghosts, so you're seeing her sort of like fulfill a couple of his like final little missions and make his funeral perfect. She's a very strange relationship with her siblings because she hasn't been home, especially her sister. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I really am liking it quite a bit. Yeah, so my goal is to finish this today. I do have off tomorrow. I just went shopping, which is nice. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm just gonna read, relax. I do want to go for a walk later or a bike ride later, probably a walk, and just get some listening done. That's sort of the plan. I got most of my grading done, which is really nice. I like stayed up really, really late last night to get my grading done. And I'm probably gonna do a little bit tomorrow morning too when I wake up, just so I can like be caught up, because the problem with being a theater teacher is that you have a lot of students, and a lot of my assignments just took a long while to grade. So I graded everything. Everything's sort of caught up. So when I go back to work on Wednesday, I won't be so far behind, which is nice. So yeah, I'm going to go read a little bit of The Dead Romantics. When I get up to page like 150, I'll give you guys another update. And probably after lunch, I'm probably going to go for a walk. I started the Kiss Curse last night, and then like it was really, really late, so I stopped listening to it. Sorry for my coughing. I apologize. But yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit more of this, and I'll update you guys when I can.
I'm back. I just want to say that I do want to get on to page 150 in The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I really am liking this book. Like, again, I was a big Mediator fan when I was younger, so it really does give me those vibes. I also do like the elements of a ghost romance. I'm curious to see how that plays out. I'm curious to see it's gonna have an HEA. I mean, HEAs don't always matter for me. Like, if it's a really good story, it's not imperative that a story has a HEA. But then again, I'm not really a romance reader. Like, I do like romance. It's just not like, if the story doesn't have an HEA, it doesn't really bother me. But I know some readers are like that. So yeah, I just really like Florence as a character. I think she's really, really fun. I also like the dynamics between her and everyone she's encountering, especially with Ben, the ghost. It's just really, really fun read. So I'm going to read another like 550 pages, and then I'll give you guys another update. I'm also watching the Book of Boba Fett. I'm super far behind on that, so I'm going to go do that, and then I'll talk to you guys in a little bit for a more solid update. Hopefully more will happen, but currently Still really enjoying it.
I'm back. So I actually have 2 updates. I did wind up getting up to page 200 in The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I'm really liking it. Again, there's a lot of elements in this story. I feel like you should probably go into it blind, but there is a lot of stuff happening. There's a very like deep overlay of grief. And there also is like the relationship she has with the ghost, which she has had a relationship with. So I think it's like a very interesting take on the story, because normally when you read a ghost story, and there is a ghost character, it is them that needs the help, but it's sort of a little bit opposite, because there is something that Florence is struggling with throughout this whole book, and I think that that's like a really interesting take on the story, like very unique. But also you do have like this, other than the grief about this man she's potentially falling for as a ghost, there's also the death of her own father that is sort of like catapulting the story forward. But also sort of wrapped up in that is the fact that she could see the ghosts, and that is sort of half the reason why she was sort of run out of town when she was younger. She also has a very like standoff. She has a very complicated relationship with her family because she hasn't seen them for so long. But it's a very, very seamless read. Like, I just don't want to stop reading. So I'm really loving it. I love Ashley Poston's writing style. I've read all her other books. So very, very fun. Again, if you were a big fan of Mediator when you were younger, I would definitely recommend you pick this up. I also started The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling, which is the sequel to The X-Hex. This follows her cousin and Reese's brother, I think. And I haven't read a whole lot. The only thing I know is that she like works at the college, and there are kids that are like doing some spells, and she doesn't want that to happen because she can't like control it. And then you have Reese's brother, the brother that had a bar in Wales, I think, and his bar isn't doing that well, and because that family lost the power when when Evie and the other Reese got together, they don't really have a stronghold in Georgia anyway as well, so I think they're going to sort of come back to the same town. It's very, very snarky, very, very funny. It gives me really, really big Stars Hollow vibes, as well as this. I just love books set in small towns. So did the other one I read. So, the thing about witchy novels, like witchy autumn novels, is that they all tend to take place in like a really, really small town. So, that's a very, very similar trope in all of these, which I'm really liking. So, I did get up to 23. I would love to finish this book today, honestly. But yeah, I'm going to go read a little bit more, and when I get up to page 250 or 300, probably 300 unless like something big happens, I'll give you guys an update. But talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friend. Back. It's about 7:30. I am so happy I have off tomorrow because I plan on getting a lot of reading done between tonight and tomorrow. I may actually stay up a little bit late. I always say that, and then I never do. But I did wind up getting up to page 250 in The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I probably would have got quite a bit further, but I got a bit distracted and realized that next week is Comic-Con, and I need to have all my work done before I head back to work because I have to prep stuff for next week because I'm not going to be there for a day, and nothing is in order. So I had to prep that. I also realized I really need to film my TBR tomorrow, so I need to figure out what I'm reading. And I'll be honest with you, this month sort of sucked in my reading. I read like nothing on my TBR at all. So I really am, now I'm like motivated to read. I just don't know what I'm going to do for my TBR, so I have to figure that out tomorrow. But I'm liking this. It's definitely like a very, very impactful read. It does deal a lot with grief and loss in like a lot of different types, because your main character just lost a parent, and then she's also in this she's dealing with a relationship with a ghost. So I think that's very, very interesting. It's very, very complicated, I will say that. Like, there's a lot of elements to the story. It's very, very small town, though. So if you're looking for sort of like a small town romance, potentially, I don't know if I'm going to tell you at the end if it has an HEA. I have a theory that might be true. So I'm curious, like, if my theory is right. So I have a theory. I'll see if it's correct at the very, very end. I'll just tell you that my theory was correct or my theory was incorrect. But I also wound up listening to like an hour. I have like 4 hours left of The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling, which is the sequel to The X-Hex. And I'm really liking that one as well. I thought the first book in that series was really, really fun. This one is definitely, the first one was like Second Chance. This is like Hate to More, and I'm intrigued because like the brother, you have Evie and her husband, and now you have Gwen and
Reese's brother is back in town and they're having like competing businesses, so that is gonna turn into controversy and a lot of drama. But it's very, very fun. The town in that book reminds me a lot of Halloween Town and Stars Hollow, but of course it has magic. But yeah, my goal is to read another 50 pages of this, and then give you guys like a check-in and give you guys a time check. Right now it's about 7:30, but I'm enjoying this. Ashley Poston writes such like captivating reads. She's very, very pretty quotes and very, very pretty languages, but I'm just liking it. It also just feels like a book about books. Like it's very, very modern, so you see like a lot of books in it, like Casey McQuestion and Kim Jemison. So I like that because I feel like I could like just these characters feel so real to me. I don't know, and even though it is set in like the publishing industry, you do get elements of that. It's not as over the top as I felt like Book Lovers was, but this one is just really, really fun. It's a fun read, and the ghost element is very, very interesting. I'm curious like how that's gonna all wrap up. So yeah, I'm gonna go read another 50 pages, and then I'll give you guys another check-in. Bye, friends. So a small check-in. There was some like twists and turns in the story that I did not see coming. And I will say, if you are a fan of the Mediator series, if you are a fan of Ghost Whisperer, if you are a fan of The Sixth Sense, I definitely recommend you pick this up. It's very, very lighthearted. I will say that. It does deal with a lot of like grief elements, but I'm really liking all the characters. Like, I really like Florence as the main character, like a lot. I think she's very, very unique, very, very like my type of humor. I relate a lot to her, and I just think she's a really, really fun character to be in her head. I still think my prediction is right. I will find out. I have like 50 pages left. I still think my prediction is correct, so I will tell you if my prediction. I'm not gonna tell you what my prediction is in case I am right or wrong. But I have a prediction, and I think I'm right. But yeah, I'm just liking it. It's just fun. I've loved everything Ashley Poston has written. My favorite book by her is definitely Geekerella. That's probably my favorite, but I love everything else she's written as well. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to reading. I'm also watching Boba Fett. I'm watching the Mandalorian episode, which is my favorite. I love that show, so I'm very excited that we got a tie-in episode. And I'm also watching Rachel Reads and Sings. She's a new YouTuber I've been following. She has really, really fun content. And it has motivated me to maybe check out some manga in the near future. We'll see. I don't know. It's nothing I've ever done before, but again, I'm trying to explore different genres. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish the rest of this. I think I was only like 30 more pages. I should be able to do that tonight. It's only like 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna go do that. And when I'm done with this, I'll check in with you guys, and then we'll chat about my reading plans for tomorrow because I have another day off. And when a girl has a day off, a girl reads. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye, friends.
Back. So it is my last day off for my 4-day weekend, which we're very happy about. I did wind up finishing The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, and I really like this book. I'm probably gonna give it like 4.5 stars. I think it was great. I think it was like a warm hug in a book. Definitely a comfort, cozy read for sure. I will say I definitely saw the twist coming. But again, I am like a mystery reader, so like I was very suspicious of it. I was right in my prediction too. But I think it was a really, really fun read. And I think it just was set in a small town, had a lot of elements that I really enjoyed. There was talking to ghosts, there was a ghost romance, it was a small town. There was also the undercurrent of grief, which was really well done as well, which I just enjoyed. So definitely a really fun fall read. So I'm gonna wrap this reading vlog up when I finish The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. I'll probably do that today or tomorrow, and that will probably be the end of this little reading vlog. But I'm gonna go figure out my next reading vlog because I do have about like about 12 hours until I have to go back to work because I go to work tomorrow. So I think I'm just gonna do like a different reading vlog and just wrap this up when I'm done when I finish The Kiss Curse. So yeah, we'll give you guys, but so far I am enjoying it. It definitely got more mysterious, and I like that it's sort of love to hate. That's interesting. I like that the college plays a little bit more prevalent element. I like that his brother is the romance, is the potential love interest, and I really liked the cousin in the first book. So I'm having a really good reading time. So yeah, this was definitely like a 4-star read. As also was my other physical read was I can't remember the Lana Harper one, and also was Don't Hex and Drive. So I'm having a really good reading weekend, and it's really, really fun. A lot of fall reads. Fall vibes are definitely present and accounted for. So I will see you guys when I'm done with the Kiss Curse. Bye, friends. It's Lori here. I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. Last night, I did wind up finishing The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. I will attack a photo here just in case you haven't seen it. It's a very, very spooky, eerie, very, very cute looking cover, but here it is. I really like this one. I think I liked it a little bit more than the first book in the series just because I feel like the town really developed as a character. The first book, I didn't really feel that, and I really like the two main characters in this story. It was very, very fun. I think that the story was very, very compelling. It was definitely more of a mystery what happened in this book versus book one where you knew where the X-Hex came from. I really liked it. I gave it like 3.75 stars. I think it would make a fantastic early fall read in addition to The Dead Romantics, which I also talked about in this video. So I think that those make a really, really good fun reads and very, very like nice, like, you know, not like eerie, creepy, just like very, very just comforting. Like it was just a very, very fun with like, you know, light witchcraft, nothing too chaotic, nothing too dark. I think it was really, really good. And also Payback's a Witch is another one that I think would fit that. This more had like a magical competition to it as well. And the last audiobook I'm going to chat about, I talked about it a little bit, but not really, was Don't Hex and Drive by Juliet Cross. Here is a photo of that. I've tried to film this clip 4 different times and Cassie keeps barging in and like interrupting me. But again, as I've been saying the previous times I filmed this clip, this book is definitely the most steamiest that I've read in this reading vlog compared to The Dead Romantics and Payback's a Witch. And even the X-Hex. I think that they all were really fun, but this was definitely the steamiest and the most outside my comfort zone. But sort of like The Kiss Curse, I think the story was just more up my speed. I think the mystery in this story, again, was a little bit more like fleshed out. It was compelling. I enjoyed it a little bit more. Sorry, my dog is attacking everything I own just because I haven't been home today because I worked. But I really enjoyed it. So these are my like light-hearted reading vlog for the spooky season. We're heading into it. If you've been following my previous reading vlogs, I really had a bit of a mess with my reading in the month of September. So these were just some light-hearted attempts to get back into reading. So I'm going to end this reading vlog. Let me know what are some cozy books that you hope to read in the fall months. And we'll get into the spooky, eerie, and creepy later in the month. But right now I'm just easing into fall. Yeah, so I'll talk to you guys for my next reading vlog and comment below what is your next fallish read, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, friends.